And then let's go ahead and test it out. Hi, can you help me? There you go. All set. What is an AI? What is an AI automation? Should work now. There you go. See, it's production ready, right? And the best part is that you could build this out for other businesses and charge literally thousands of dollars. Hey everyone, it's Steven here. And so in this video, what I'm going to do is I am going to teach you how to custom build an AI agent chatbot onto your website. Now, this is going to be a continuation of a video that we did previously on how to build a website in about 5 minutes. I think it was lesser than 5 minutes, but we just went ahead and vibe coded this website. And so if you haven't seen that video, just check it out. It should be on my channel somewhere, and it's a good way to start up your agency. So if you're looking to build out AI powered websites for other businesses, you can make a lot of money. Just ChatGPT how much you could charge, usually a few $1,000s, believe it or not. But in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to custom build a AI agent onto your website. And so you're probably thinking, okay, what's the point of this? Well, the good part is that a lot of people have a hard time with customer support and customer care, right? When you're dealing with customers, it's very, very important to build out a great customer experience so they could refer you to other businesses or even talk positively about your business or your client's business. And so, what we want to do is create an AI agent on a website so users could just chat with the AI agent and it could receive all of the information that you have to offer for your business or again your client's business. So for this, we're going to use n8n. And so the purpose is to help you build a strong foundation. So we're going to go through a few things like n8n, the platform. If you haven't saw my previous video before this one on n8n basics on how to build your first AI agent, just go ahead and check that out again. The intention here is to help you get in front of this industrial revolution. So in this one, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Here's the website that we built for our fictitious agency. I do have a real agency and I do have retainer clients. And so I am a practitioner as well. I've built over 188, I think, what's it saying on my, yep, 185 workflows. And so I do practice what I preach, and that's the good part. You're learning from a practitioner. All right, so enough yapping. Let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so here's this website. It has everything here. We went ahead and refined everything. It's nothing too complex here. It has a few buttons, has a call to action, and then we have some value points here. All right, so what we want to do in Lovable, after you get to this point, let's go ahead and say, hey, can you add in a AI chat box to this website and don't uh, connect it to the Lovable cloud yet. Just create the AI agent chatbot and um, make sure that it's usable for now because there will be a n8n workflow connected to it. All right, let's see what it comes up with. All right. Okay, awesome. So this is what it came up with. My camera is actually blocking it, so let me go ahead and just move my floating camera head. If you can see it, usually you can't. But let me just go ahead and move that. Okay, so on the bottom right-hand corner, it looks like it created the AI assistant. So, okay, so it created the UX UI for the AI agent, but look at this, it doesn't work. Hi. Okay, see, this is a demo response connected and webhook to enable real AI response. So this is working out perfectly, all right? So let's go ahead and go into n8n. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a new workflow. Now, again, if you don't know what n8n is, just check out my other video. It teaches you a good basic foundation on what the platform is. If you want more content in AI automations and me breaking down n8n and how to build some really cool automations with this tool or this platform, just let me know in the comments section. But for the sake of time, and for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. So I'm going to zoom out for a second here, move the camera, and Let's go ahead and do a webhook. All right. And then we're going to do a post. All right. And then we're going to take this test URL. So I'm just going to shorten it and say lovable chat. All right. And then we're going to do respond immediately for now, but we're going to change this later on to using respond to webhook node. And so right now for testing purposes, we don't need to add the other one in. We just need to use this right here. So we're going to take this, click out, save. You could use Command S as well if you're on Mac. And then you're going to go over to Lovable. And then, all right. So for the webhook URL, can you connect it to this n8n URL? All right. So let's go ahead and see what it does now. Okay, so it's all set. All right. And let's see, everything looks good here. And it says in the payload. Payload means the data. So let's go ahead and test this. Hi, this is a test. But before we do that, let's go ahead and execute the workflow. So it's looking for an event, right? It's listening for a test event. So let's go ahead and see if this works and then go back. Boom. All right. We have all of the payload here. Now, this is very powerful. So, a webhook can be used in a lot of different ways. All right. So, you could use this to make outbound calls to people who fill out a lead form. I do have a video on that, so be sure to check that out. But a webhook node is very, very important because it gives you the flexibility to work off of this, right? I know in this video, we're doing a AI chat agent on a website, but you could even take this and build out a automatic email sequence to customers, right? They fill out a form, you connect it to a webhook, you take this and you connect it to an AI agent, and then you can configure a email sequence based on all of this right here. So let's go ahead and now use all of the data payload that we have, and let's go ahead and connect an AI agent. And then we're gonna go ahead and do connect to a trigger node. All right. And then there's three things that I want to stress here, all right? So there's the chat model, which is the brain, the memory, and then the tools. Now, in the previous video, what I did was I broke down why all three is important and why it's very foundational to have at least the chat model and the memory. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect OpenAI. And then this is already connected. If you don't know how to connect this, I have, again, I break it down in my previous videos. I know I keep referring, but if you want to check out the other videos, just go ahead. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and breeze through all of this so you get the general idea and the meat and potatoes of this video. All right. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and do 5.2. All right. And I have to live up to my name. Fast AI tutorials, right? So we got to be very, very quick here, quick and thorough. And then I'm going to do a memory, which is a simple memory. I'm going to do context window 10. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and save this. So we have the foundation. We're going to go ahead and take this and then we're going to configure all of this now. So connected to a chat trigger node, it's just the default, but we need to define it below the prompt user message. Now, what is that? Well, if we look over here on the left-hand corner, it's the schema data. All right. So this is where the conversation history comes in. And we need to take this and say, hey, this is what you need to respond to. All right. The good part about n8n is very low code. Once you get the hang of it, you just drag and drop. All right. And more times than not, you can either use fixed or expression, but you'll find yourself using expression a lot. And we're just going to go ahead and do this here. So this is all set. We're not going to add a personality to it yet. And that's the beauty about putting this to an n8n backend workflow. For Lovable, if you just go the default route and connect a cloud tool, which automatically creates an AI assistant on your website, you don't have the full flexibility as if you were to custom configure it with n8n. So let's go ahead and just click out of this. We're going to click save. We have the chat model. We have the simple memory. And then we're going to have to define this below as well. And then we're going to have to take the session ID. Now, where do we find the session ID? We don't have it. So we're just gonna go ahead and say, hey, also, can you also send the session ID in the data payload so I can add in a memory to the AI agent. All right, so it's going to go ahead and add in a session ID so we could connect a memory to it. So if we don't connect a memory to it, it's not going to remember the previous message. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and wait and see what this comes up with. Okay, so it added the session ID payload. So let's go ahead and test this out again so we could resend the data payload over to our n8n workflow. So let's go ahead and go back here. We're going to have to turn this off or else it's going to give us an error message. Turn this off. And then let's go ahead and execute the workflow again. Say, hey, this is a test. All right, workflow was started. Okay, perfect. So let's see if it gave us the session ID. See here. Yep. It has the session ID right here. My head was just blocking it. So I know you can't see this camera right here. I don't have any fancy edits. I don't even know how to do any fancy video edits, but I do know how to teach AI build outs and automations and voice agents. So that's kind of like the trade-off, right? So let me go ahead and move my camera here and then see we have the session ID. All right, so now we have everything that we need. Let's go ahead and reactivate this as well. Let me go ahead and press Command S to save. And then we have everything here. That's green, which is good. And then we have the key here. All right. So we just go ahead and take this session ID, drag and drop. All right. And we want to keep the context window length to 10. It's up to you. You could keep it to the default 5. I just like to change it to 10 so it has a better memory when it's chatting with customers or users on the website. So let's go ahead and click out, save, and then we're going to go ahead and execute the workflow. All right. So let's go back to Lovable. Hello. Can you help? Now it's not going to respond to anything yet, but we're just going to make sure that the whole entire n8n workflow works. All right. There you go. Everything works. All right. So let's click into the AI agent node, and this is the output. All right. So we have the output now. And then you're probably wondering, okay, how come it didn't respond? Because in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that we need to add a respond to webhook node. So using respond to webhook node, and then at the end, we need to add another webhook node to send the data back to Lovable. All right. And then respond with, let's go all incoming items. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and execute this workflow. All right. Let's go ahead and see what's happening here. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back. Let's go ahead and execute the workflow. Test. There you go. It worked. All right. So initially it gave us an error. All we had to do is just retest the whole entire thing. And then this is the output. All right. So let's go ahead and do this now. Now that we have the n8n workflow completed, everything's working properly. Let's go ahead and add in the details. Now it's kind of like painting a picture, right? You have the canvas, we have the outlines, we have the shading. Now let's go ahead and add in the colors. All right. So here's the AI agent. This is another thing that's very, very important. And this is where it gets really cool because you get to customize how the AI agent responds to your customers. And this is one of the things that set it apart from the Lovable AI agent, right? If you go the cloud route and you have Lovable just automatically create an AI agent for your website, it really responds in its own way. And you don't have full control of how you want to have the AI agent respond or how it acts or the personality. And this is why I wanted to show you this route as well. So let's go ahead and do add an option, a system message. Now, what's the difference between a user message and a system message? This is what it's responding to, right? The input, what the user and the customer is saying, and what it needs to respond to. This is the behavior. How should it act? What is the intention? What's the purpose? And more times than not, you're going to use expression. So let's go ahead and press expression. We're going to go up here and it opens up the window. Just gives you more space to work with. All right. And so, okay, so what's the personality? How can we, refine this and what can we do? Well, we're going to use AI to build out an AI agent. All right. We're going to work smart and, well, we're going to work hard at working smart. So we're just going to go ahead and use this here. And this is something I just created. And what I'll do is I'll do a slow scroll. Just go ahead and screenshot this and put it in ChatGPT and say, hey, can you give me this? But prompt engineering is real. All right. It's like creating a website when you have the custom templates on the website. You just take that template and start to configure things around. Prompting is the same thing. Once you have the prompt, you could always configure it to the way that you want the AI agent to act, behave, and the task, the objective, and so on. So I'm just going to do a slow scroll here. All right, hopefully that helped there. And then I promise you I'll find a better way to give you guys these templates, all right? So, all right. So now that I have this, I'm going to go to ChatGPT, open this up, all right? And there you go. See, I got it through ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, "Hey, can you tailor this to an AI agency for people who are interested in build outs? And also, this will be for a website AI agent chatbot." I'm going to go ahead and do this here. Let me change it to say, fill in all of the details and information for a demo AI agency business. It's just going to come up with something random. But again, if you're doing this seriously for yourself, for your own agency, for a client, you could always add in the specifics. But let's see what ChatGPT comes up with. Okay, so this is what it came up with. All right, so we're just going to take all of this right here. We're going to press Command C if you're a Mac user. And then we're just going to paste this in. Now, again, prompt engineering is real. It's very, very important because if you have all of this in here, it's just not going to behave properly. You need to be very specific and pay attention to the details. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take some time to clean all of this up. Okay, so I just cleaned up the whole entire prompt and gave it a role, purpose, what to do, what not to do, the personality, and so on. So here's the whole entire prompt here, and I gave it the do nots as well. All right, and so let's go ahead and click out. Let's go ahead and save all of this, and then let's go ahead and execute the workflow again so we know that it works. Hello, this is a test. Can you help? Okay, let's see if it worked. It worked. All right, let's see what the response is. Yes, I can help. What are you trying to automate? Boom, it worked. Now, the next question is how come it didn't respond in our chat bot? So, the reason why is because we haven't told Lovable to send back the response that we got from the n8n workflow. So, let's go ahead and do that. And you also make sure that the response is the same from the n8n webhook URL as well. Make sure that it's in its uh, make sure it's the same response from the webhook, not website. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. Okay, now let's go ahead and test this again. Execute workflow. Let's go back. Hi, can you help? Whoops, help me. See what it responds with. There you go. All set here. All right. It all worked out perfectly. Okay. And so let's go ahead and do this now. Now that we know that it works, let's go ahead and publish this. All right. Ignore for all. I'm not gonna ignore it for all, but just for this example here. Okay, so now that we have everything set up, let's go ahead and test out the chat message again. So, hi there, can you help me? Okay, so what's going on here? Let's execute. Okay, so I know what's going on, all right? So one thing we didn't do is we got to change it to the production URL. So if you're going to publish this workflow, you need to change the URL. So let's go ahead and do this. Can you change the n8n webhook URL to this production one? Okay, awesome. So this is all set here. It's published. So let's go refresh and then let's go ahead and test it out. Hi, can you help me? There you go. All set. What is an AI? What is an AI automation? Should work now. There you go. See, it's production ready, right? And the best part is that you could build this out for other businesses and charge literally thousands of dollars. Because if you think about it, they don't have to hire a person to do all of this. They have an AI agent with nearly infinite knowledge. It's very cost effective, right? And it's easily deployable. You don't have to train anybody. You don't have to have, health insurance, whatever it may be, just to hire an employee to monitor the customer service on the website. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's pretty straightforward, but again, this video teaches a lot of the foundational knowledge to go off and build some really, really cool things. So we learned about a webhook, we learned about vibe coding, we learned how to use ChatGPT to come up with the personality, we learned about back-end workflows, we learned about n8n. It was a very impactful video. So I hope you found this very helpful. If you have any questions, comments, just let me know in the comments section. If you like this video, you found it helpful, or if you're making money, just go ahead and support this channel and like and subscribe. So I'm going to continue to push out more content. My intention is to pass on the knowledge so you could take it and run with it, and hopefully you become a big success and pay it forward. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you in the next one.